What if I told you that the secret to attracting anything you want is actually to stop caring? When we care too much, when we give a fuck too much, we repel and push things away from us. When you stop caring and you don't give a fuck, this is what makes your energy extremely magnetic. This is because needy, desperate energy repels. So think of it like this. Imagine someone has a crush on you and they really want to go out with you and you're just not interested. And this person just follows you around, constantly asking you out, won't take no for an answer. Please go out with me. Just go out with me once. We'll have such a great time. Please go out with me. That is going to cause you to want to back away from this person because they're coming on so strong with that needy, desperate energy. It makes you want to back away. It's the same idea. It's the same energy. When you are very attached to your desires, when you really, really want these things, it's that same desperate, needy energy that pushes it away. Your desires will be like, ooh, why is this person coming on so strong and wants to run in the opposite direction? So the key is to not give a fuck. Now, what I mean by that is I don't mean apathy. So this is Dr. David Hawkins' scale of consciousness. Apathy is where, you don't care, it's hopeless. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is neutrality, where you're more carefree about it. If I get it, cool. If I don't, cool. I'm good either way. You're not emotionally attached to any specific outcome. So you see, neutrality is a higher frequency at 250 than apathy, which is, off the top of my head, I think apathy is about 50. And desire, when you have a strong desire for something, you really want this thing. Desire is a low vibrational frequency as well, vibrating at 125. So if you're operating in that strong desire, that energy is going to repel it and push it away. But when you operate in neutrality, it's a big jump up from desire. It's a much more magnetic energy. If I get it, cool. If I don't, cool. I'm good either way. It's very carefree. That is what makes you magnetic. And then if we go up further to acceptance, when you can accept where you are in life right now, whilst working towards where you want to be, that energy is also very magnetic. It's much higher than neutrality. So operating in acceptance and neutrality is the key to having magnetic energy. When you make something too important, I really, really want it, you've got that desire, it's going to create resistance and block these things from coming to you. So when you make something too important, you put it up on a pedestal. It could be good health, money, love, success, whatever it is. When you make it too important, when you care too much, when you have this strong desire, like I really, really want it, you're putting it up on this pedestal. And when you put it up on a pedestal like that, you vibrationally separate yourself from it because you're down here. And you're like, oh, it would be so cool if I have these things. So you vibrationally separate yourself from it. And you can't attract anything in if you aren't a vibrational match for it. So you've got to take it off the pedestal. Stop making it too important. And see it as natural for you to have it. When you take it off the pedestal, you see it as natural for you to have it. You end up on the same frequency so you can attract it in. So for example, if you think that, it's not natural for you to be able to earn $1 million, it's not natural for your identity, you won't be able to attract it in. So this is why it requires some identity work, shifting your identity and changing your self-image to attract these things, because your identity and self-image play a big role in creating your reality. So if you have a self-image of someone that can only earn $60,000 a year, but you want to earn $1 million a year, you won't be able to do that unless you change your self-image to someone that can attract or make $1 million a year. So it does require shifting who you are being and shifting the way you see yourself and view yourself, and start seeing these things as natural. It's natural for you to attract lots of money. It's natural for you to be in a loving, healthy relationship. It's natural for you and your identity to be successful. And that's what's going to shift your energy to cause you to attract it in. Now, it's the ego that gives a fuck. It's the ego that's attached to these things. It's the ego that's attached to outcome and likes to try to control everything and how everything's going to, work out in your life. Now, it's also the ego that keeps you in the negative low frequencies. So understanding, if you have this strong desire where you're really, really wanting it, realize that's your ego mind. The ego is the false self. The soul is the true self. So you may wonder, well, okay, I understand that I'm not supposed to care so much, but how do you just stop caring? Like, it's not so easy like flicking a light switch, right? Because this is on an energetic level. So even energetically, you can still be attached to these things subconsciously. Even if you consciously know, I shouldn't be attached to these things. So how do we really move past this and get into a better, more magnetic energy? The first tip I'll give you is, when you notice that you have this strong desire, you really, really want these things, you're operating from that ego mind, I recommend applying Dr. David Hawkins' letting go technique. And this technique is about clearing out the emotional charge. So clearing out the emotional charge of desire. So what you do is, when you notice those emotions are there, I really want this thing, I desire it, you just sit with it and be present with that emotion. Accept it, allow it, let it be there, feel it, and observe it. Observe the emotion in the body, observe the physical sensations in the body. And by doing this, you're letting the emotion run its course. And what will happen as a result is the emotion will clear itself out. Just by you sitting with it and observing it. It will clear itself out, the emotional charge will go, you'll no longer have that strong desire, and you'll naturally just feel more lighter and uplifted. So use the letting go technique to clear out the emotional charge, that resistant energy. And then the next tip I have is to incorporate a meditation practice, because meditation is a great tool for getting out of that ego mind. It's the ego that keeps us down here in the negative frequencies and desiring these things. So as you go into meditation, you can get your brainwaves to drop, and when your brainwaves drop, you drop out of that ego mind and into your heart, connected more to the soul, and it gets you out of the negative frequencies and into these higher frequencies like neutrality and acceptance. And this can take some practice, like it's not always easy to get out of that ego mind, especially if there's a lot of chatter going on, or, there's a problem on your mind. So I'm someone that's experienced with meditating. I know how to get out of the ego and into that peaceful stillness within. But at the same time, there are still times where I can't get out of that ego mind. So I just want to put that out there in case if you are new to meditation and, you might feel discouraged, like this isn't working for me. I've been meditating for 10 years and sometimes I still can't drop out of the ego mind. So it's normal, all right? Like, be easy on yourself. But it is a practice, so the more you do it, the better you get. When you start experiencing that shift out of the ego and into the heart, it's a very addicting feeling, because you feel very, like, you're in those elevated emotions, so you feel really good and you feel whole. You can get to that place where you feel whole, you feel like you don't need anything, you don't want anything, I'm good. And so that's what you're aiming for with meditation. And it will help you to move past these lower frequencies. I'd also recommend incorporating a daily gratitude practice. This will help you, on that journey of like accepting where you are with gratitude. Like, I'm so grateful that I have a roof over my head. I may not be living in my dream home yet, but at least I have a roof over my head. Some people are on the street. And, when you're grateful for, the small stuff like that, having food to eat. Some people don't have food. So be grateful with what's going on in your life and where you're at and accepting where you're at. Practicing dropping out of the ego mind and getting out of the negative frequencies and into these higher frequencies. Use the letting go technique to release that resistant energy and that desire and those negative emotions that are, clinging on to wanting these things. And the combination of those things will free up your energy and help you to have more magnetic energy so that you can attract these things in. Now, I wanted to point something out, which is Eminem. Chicka chicka Slim Shady. I love Eminem. I've been listening to him since 2002 when I was 14. And what I noticed with his success journey was he worked hard for, I would say, 10 plus years working towards being a rapper before he finally blew up. And his first album he dropped before he met up with Dre didn't do well. And it kind of pissed him off because, he worked hard on it. And he's also a white person, so the odds were against him as well. And then he got so pissed off about that failing that he ended up coming back with the Slim Shady EP, and the single on that album was I Just Don't Give a Fuck. He got to that place where he stopped desiring and basically was operating in neutrality. Like, he just stopped caring. He didn't stop caring where he was in apathy and stopped trying and stopped pursuing it. He came back making more music. He just was more carefree about it, more I don't give a fuck. Even his lyrics was like, so go put my tape back on the rack, go tell your friends my shit is whack, I just don't give a fuck. He got to that place of being carefree. Next minute, boom, he blew up. And the rest is history. It was that album that got into Dr. Dre's hands, and that's what got him signed. As soon as he made that shift in his energy, he blew up. That 10 plus years of working hard. So it really is an energy game. I also want to share one of my examples. There was this bakery job I really, really wanted because I was originally pursuing a baking business. And I'm a really good baker, and it's a hobby and passion of mine. So there was this bakery job going that ticked all the boxes for me. Like, it was amazing, right? So I went in for the job interview, but because I was aware of energy and how all this works, I did not go into the interview operating in desire. Like, yes, I really wanted the job, but I didn't put it up on that pedestal. I was operating in neutrality. If I get it, cool. If I don't, cool. I'm good either way. I trusted the universe. I trusted if I'm meant to have this job, I will. If not, I won't. I went in there and interviewed well. I got the job. I hadn't been employed for 5 years. This was the first job I applied for in 5 years because I've been on welfare after breaking my back. It's hard for me to, find a job and work. And then this was just a part-time job. And so I hadn't been employed for 5 years. And then I also, he didn't even ring my references. Like, I gave him a couple of references. He didn't even bother ringing them. Like, straight away, I just got the job. Just like that. It was effortless. Again, it's because of energy. It's because I was in neutrality, not desire. So I hope you like this video and you got some sort of value or some sort of understanding around energy dynamics. Because life really is an energy game. So if you got value, just let me know by smashing the like button, write a comment. And if you like this sort of content, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification, and have an amazing day. Peace.